Today we're going to check out a pub which is haunted by a witch catcher. Welcome to Walkabout Edinburgh with David Basson. I am your host, David Basson, and today we're going to check out supposedly the most haunted pub in Edinburgh, the Banshee's Labyrinth. The Banshee's Labyrinth can be found on Niddry Street in the old town of Edinburgh. It claims to be the most haunted pub in Scotland with a theme that matches it. Its bathrooms are said to be haunted by a ghost called Old Jock who will breathe down your neck. There's also said to be a ghost of a 6-year-old girl called Molly, who's been spotted by many patrons. Now that could explain some of the more recent ghostly activity, but more on that a little later on. Now the reason behind all of this ghostly activity is because of the pub's location. This is situated in the Southbridge underground vaults. Now these were built up in the 1770s, and the idea was to build an underground marketplace. Now this was used legitimately for about 20 years when it first opened in 1777. This is for the tradesmen. The thing is, the place leaked, and that leaking went on to flooding. And eventually all the tradesmen moved out, and they were replaced by illegal gambling dens and brothels. This became the underworld of Edinburgh. The city militia would not touch this place, it was way too dangerous. And this became such an embarrassment, they started pouring concrete into the vaults to seal them up. Now at some point in the 19th century the vaults were sealed, no one could get in. Now it remained sealed until the late 20th century. That's when the pub owners reopened the place. They started clearing it out, they wanted to use the spaces. Now, ever since then, people have reported ghostly activity down here. Apparently there's a ghost called the Watcher who walks through, and if you encounter him, he yells at you to get out. Patrons of the bar are 2 women, actually said to have been held against the wall by some sort of invisible force. But probably the worst thing that happened down here was well before the vaults were established. In fact, before this was called the Banshee's Labyrinth, this was called the Nicol Edwards. He was the Lord Provost of the city, equivalent to nowadays a mayor, and this was in 1589. Now, during the reign of King James VI, he became his witch catcher. He used to take women down into his cellar and torture them to make them confess. Nicol Edwards also sent his wife off to die in a British colony. Her crime was yelling at him from a window as he was walking down the street. Now there's even been ghostly activity in recent times. Now only a couple of months ago, and by the way this is being filmed in January of 2023, staff members found the handprints of a child along one of the windows. No children are allowed in here. Other than that though, this is a beautiful place to check out. It's got great atmosphere, it's got a free cinema, it's got a nice beer selection, so while you're here in Edinburgh, you got to check out the Banshee's Labyrinth. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you did like what you see, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. Also, if you have any suggestions of any videos for the future, put that in the comment section below.